All right. Good morning. Just did the first video for 1A to 4A. Now it's 5A to 8A. Make sure you also watch the first video too. My name is Coach Big Pete, aka Peter Leonard of DeepDishFootball.com. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Quick reminder: Deep Dish Football Live is only on Wednesday now, 8 p.m. and Breakfast with Coach Big Pete Sunday at 10 a.m. So it should be a lot of fun as we get into the playoffs. IHSA playoffs. Here we go, 2019. Let's get this thing started. Let's talk 5A first. Sterling. Sterling looks great this year. Um, they have a great road to the Calb. Marion's going to be a tough one, but looking forward, and again, predictions mean absolutely crap. You have to play the game. Simple as that. Glenbard South, St. Rita is an interesting game, a tough game for the Glenbard South. But again, keep an eye out for the quarterback Piazzo. St. Lawrence takes on Hillcrest. That's another tough game for St. Lawrence. Hillcrest is looking unbelievable with Marquis serving. Fenwick takes on Payton. Fenwick has a good shot at winning that game, and then probably will take on the winner of Hillcrest. And if they get Hillcrest versus Fenwick, it could be an interesting game too. Hyde Park takes on Boylan Catholic. I think Boylan Catholic is going to win that one. I really like Boylan Catholic. I love their running back and their running attack as well. Marmion Academy takes on Chicago. That's another interesting game. Evergreen Park, Sycamore. You got to go with Sycamore in that one. Montini, Elmwood Park. Yeah, the good seating with that one. The Montini is tough. Decatur McCarr for Mount Zion. I think Mount Zion's going to go all the way. I think Mount Zion is basically going to get the chance to play Rochester in the semifinals. Kankakee, another interesting team as they take on Peoria Notre Dame. Do not sleep on Kankakee. Carbondale, do not sleep on Carbondale. I'm telling you that right now. Those Terriers know how to play football. Keep an eye out for Carbondale this game. No doubt about that. Morden takes on Julia Catholic. I like Julia Catholic in that one. I really do. I think Julia Catholic's special, but they got to go down south to Morden. Rochester versus LaSalle Peru. LaSalle Peru has having a surprise season. Interesting game. Highland takes on Cahokia. Troy takes on Marion. Marion looks great. Marion had a tough loss to Carbondale, but Marion's back. Interesting game is against Troy too. And Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin takes on Morris. I got that as one of my top games of the first round of the playoffs. As Sacred Heart Griffin takes on Morris, I think it's going to be an interesting game. All right, so let's go to that. Since we're done with that, let's go to 6A. And we get into 6A. Prairie Ridge has got a nice little thing because then if Simeon wins and the CTUs Chicago get the strikes on, Simeon has a chance of going up to Prairie Ridge. Prairie Ridge, again, like I said, they got to face Prairie Ridge. They have to go up north. Facing that type of offense, if Prairie Ridge beats Grays Lake North, that's going to be a tough game. Cary Grove, another interesting team at the number 4 seed. They could do some damage and get all the way up there. Deerfield, interesting team with 7-2 record. Riverside Brookfield at Kenwood is another interesting game because Riverside Brookfield has a good chance of getting the upset against Kenwood Academy. Lake Forest, Belvedere North, another interesting game. Crystal Lake Central versus Kaneland. I got to go with Kaneland. I think Kaneland's too strong this season. I think Kaneland's going to have a great playoff run. Morgan Park, East St. Louis, interesting game. Morgan Park is is a younger version of East St. Louis, and what Coach C.J. James has done with that team. Rock Island and Coach Hammer take on Dunlap. Dunlap, tough team. Tough team for Rock Island to face, especially Dunlap's pass rush. Richards versus Washington. Washington takes on Richard. It's going to be an interesting game, but I like this game, but I'm going to go with Richards on that one. Shepherd at Peoria. I already gave my pick. I said Peoria is going to beat Shepherd. Peoria is just too good this year. They're just really good. Chatham Glenwood takes on Danville. Springfield is at Lamont. That's an interesting game. Springfield coming up to Lamont. Very interesting. See how Coach Roy Gully handles with Lamont. And Roy Sambucci, their wide receiver. Solid group of linebackers that Lamont has. Bremen, they're back in the playoffs. Congratulations to Bremen, and they take on Cremoni. Cremoni's got a beautiful path to the Kelp. Beautiful path to the Kelp. Not going to lie. Do not sleep on him. And Travion Rudolph, do not sleep on Travion Rudolph. Providence Catholic is number 11 going against Normal Community. I'm going to tell you this right now. If Providence Catholic can beat Normal and they play Cremoni and they get a chance and they upset Cremoni, Providence Catholic, watch out. I'm telling you that right now. I know a lot of people are sleeping on Providence Catholic, but do not sleep on Providence Catholic. All right, let's go to 7A. So for 7A, Wheaton Warrenville South goes to Harlem. I think that's going to be a tough game for Wheaton Warrenville South. Downers Grove North, Maine West at Maine West. Interesting game there. DeKalb at Mount Prospect. I like the DeKalb in that one. Lincoln Park at Rolling Meadows. I like Rolling Meadows. They beat a very tough Hersey, no doubt about that one. Eisenhower at Mount Carmel. I'm going to go with Mount Carmel in that one. Bennett Academy, Glenbar North is one of my top games in the state for round one. Check it out. Definitely check it out. Lincoln Way West at Phillips. Tough game for Lincoln Way West. Normal Community versus Rivas. Another interesting game, but I'm going to go with Normal on that one. Hersey versus Auburn, as Rockford Auburn goes to Hersey. Another interesting game. Lake Zurich at Andrew. That game is big. That's a big game. If Andrew, I'm telling you right now, Andrew's shocking a lot of people. Andrew's riding high after that big win over Bolingbrook. Moline at Willowbrook. You got to go with Willowbrook on that one. But if Moline puts up the early scores, watch out. Foreign Fractional South at Yorkville. Interesting team, I said, in Yorkville. Libertyville at Nazareth Academy. Tough opening game. First game back in the playoffs, Libertyville, as they take on Nazareth Academy. Pekin at Harvey. Thornwood at Batavia. Batavia, they got the greatest seed in the world. They're going to start shocking some people. I'm telling you that right now. And Grant at Hanahu. I think Hanahu's just too tough against Grant High School. All right, let's go into 8A. Talk some 8A football. Last one. Juliet West coming in at 4-5 against Manuka. I think Manuka's going to win that game. I'm heavily favoring Manuka in this class. This is the only not heavily favored, because I really believe in Manuka this year. Definitely an interesting team, and like I said, my predictions mean absolutely shit. Just so people understand that. St. Charles East at Edwardsville. Edwardsville they're just looking good. I can't wait to see when they go. If they win, they go up north and they play Manuka. That's an interesting game. Oswego East at South Elgin. That's a toss up. Brother Rice, Bartlett got the worst. Bartlett gets a pissed off Brother Rice. That's a tough game. That's a really tough game. Plainfield East versus Warren Township. Coach Coons, tough. That's a toughie. Plainfield North Friend, interesting game. Elgin at Oswego, 28 versus 5. I gotta go with Oswego on that one. Bolingbrook at Hinsdale Central. Bolingbrook's got the talent in the world. They always do. It's just they keep shooting themselves in the foot, Bolingbrook. Downers Grove South, Glenbard West. Got to go with Glenbard West on that one. Um, what's worse is that whoever wins the Loyola Academy versus Maine South game has to face Glenbard West. So, yeah, that's tough. Taft at Huntley, got to go with Huntley, but see what Taft can do. Marist at Glenbard East. That's a tough one. You got there's a lot of Catholic schools that are traveling, and you just know this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good for that public school. So definitely, Marist is definitely a team to keep an eye out for. They beat Loyola last week. I'm sorry, yesterday on Saturday. Plainfield South at Lincoln Way East. Yeah, that doesn't do any favor for Plainfield itself. Barrington and Niles Notre Dame, interesting game. That's a big game, big dog game. But Niles Notre Dame, I think they had a tough loss, but I think Niles Notre Dame is an interesting team. Curry goes to home with Flossmoor, and Conant takes on Nequa Valley, and I have Nequa Valley as my big dog team. I love Nequa Valley. I think Nequa Valley could upset a lot of teams, and we could be talking about Nequa Valley and DeKalb. Do not sleep on Nequa Valley, no doubt about that. Thank you so much for joining. Please follow Coach Big P and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day. And if you like my work, feel free to leave a tip via PayPal link below. Thank you so much.